Hi there again. Okay, so this is part 2, the last part of right triangle trig, and it's called solving a triangle. So what does it mean to solve a triangle? All that means is that you're going to find all missing angles and missing sides. So if we look here, they're giving us an angle and a side. So the first thing is, let's look at the missing angles. We already know 2 of the 3 angles. So we know that this angle is 62, and a right angle is how many degrees? It's 90 degrees. So how many degrees are there in a triangle? Well, in any triangle, there's 180 degrees. So 180 degrees. So if we wanted to find the measure of angle A, we're just going to take 180 and we're going to subtract our right angle, which is 90 degrees, and we're going to subtract the 62 degrees. So ultimately, we're going to end up with the measure of angle A is going to end up being 90 minus 62, which is 28 degrees. So we found the missing angle. All right, so now let's talk about, there we go. So now let's talk about the missing sides. So when we look here, the angle that we know is the 62 degrees. That's our reference angle. And the side that we know is the opposite. So we have to decide which side do we want to find first. Do we want to find this side or this side? So I'm just going to arbitrarily pick this side. So this side would be, if that's my angle, this would be my adjacent. So, and then this would be my hypotenuse. So I'm going to choose to find my adjacent side first. So I know my opposite and I want my adjacent. So if we think about which trig ratio goes with opposite and adjacent, that would be our tangent. So when you do soh-cah-toa, you'd be thinking TOA. All right, so we would have tangent of our angle, which is 62 degrees, equals opposite over adjacent. So 22.6 divided by our adjacent, which we're just calling A. So how would we solve this? Again, we'd want to multiply both sides by A to get A out of the denominator. And that would cancel this out. So we'll have A times tangent of 62 degrees equals 22.6. So we're very close to getting side A, which is our adjacent. So to get rid of the tangent of 62, we're going to divide by tangent of 62 degrees. And again, make sure that your calculator is in degree mode. So we're dividing both sides by tangent of 62 degrees. So ultimately, that's going to give us, this is going to cancel out, and A is approximately going to be 12.0. So that would be the length of side A, and that seems pretty reasonable. Again, I'm going to put a little box around this. There you go. All right, so this side right here, we'll just label this now. We just found out this is 12.0. All right. So now we know 2 of our 3 sides, and the only side we're missing is our hypotenuse. So we have a couple choices here. We could do another trig problem using our opposite and our hypotenuse and do a sign problem to get this hypotenuse. Or what would be another way to come up with the hypotenuse? Well, if you said the Pythagorean theorem, you'd be right, because now you have 2 of your 3 sides. So Pythagorean theorem can only be used when you have 2 of your 3 sides. So if we have a squared plus b squared equals hypotenuse, or c squared, in this case we'd have 12 squared plus my other leg would be the 22 25.6 squared equals c squared. So if I get this sum here, I'm going to end up with 654.76 equals c squared. And then we have a quadratic equation to solve. So to get rid of the square, we're going to square root both sides. And again, normally we would say that c is equal to positive and negative the square root of this, but since we're dealing with the sides of a right triangle, we know that it has to be positive. So 25.6 is what I come up with for my hypotenuse. And again, that is the longest side, so it has to be bigger than 22.6. So I would say that we finished solving the triangle because we found the missing angle and we found the two missing sides. All right, so that's a wrap for missing sides and missing angles. I may do a lesson on applications, which would come next. So story problems, your favorite. All right, until then, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.